Welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swatt for the California Report. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about an update on major legislation at the state capitol reforming California's bankruptcy law. My guest is the author of that legislation, Senator Bob Wieckowski of Fremont. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Steve.
So you've been on the program before and you've talked about it before, and the bill is still alive. This legislation would allow debtors, I guess, to shield or protect some of their income, correct?
Right. Well,
and
protects
more of their property.
Yeah, more of the value. What's happened is that the exemption. And nobody talks about exemptions in bankruptcy because it's just not a lively topic. But since the 1970s, we all know that the values of our homes have gone up. But the value of the bankruptcy exemptions have remained modestly low. We're going to adjust that a little bit. It's a first step. It's not a complete first step, but for a senior living in California and somewhere in Southern California, we're only, if the bill passes, we protect $300,000 worth of value. So that means that if you have that valuable or a home that has $300,000, that it wouldn't be forced to be sold in bankruptcy, and you can remain in your home. And at its core, that's what we'd like to do: is let people remain in their homes if possible.
It's more than homes, though, right? I mean, isn't there, you can protect some annuities, for example, life insurance.
Yes, you have an unlimited
vacation pay.
Right, credits. California has a variety of different exemptions. We're changing a modest car exemption because the value of a car, $2,000 for a car is not much of a car. So to go to $5,000 is still an older car with lots of miles on it, but at least it's dependable because we're recognizing from a public policy point of view that people need their car to get there, and with the rising homeless problem and displaced people, we need to try to do something to keep middle-class people in their home.
Now, small businesses would also get an increased exemption,
correct? Correct, because there was an inequity with the Chapter 13 or somebody who has a home that has a small business. They didn't get their last paycheck. We allowed people's paychecks to get exempt, but not allowing for people that are self-employed to keep some money in the bank. We're correcting that.
There is some opposition. The California Bankers Association, the tax collectors group, they say basically this would allow some of the wealthier individuals to shield more of their income and property.
Yeah, and we just categorically disagree. I mean, even with the changes here, again, for a single person, we're only changing the exemption from $75,000 to $100,000. You can't buy a home for $100,000. More importantly, a senior at $300,000. Again, you could find some home in California, but it might not be in the Bay Area or Los Angeles. The bigger change is this reinvestment provision, which is a court case that came down in 2012 that required people to reinvest it in a home within 6 months. And today's world has changed. Some seniors need assisted living. Some people need to pay for medical debt. Some people want to pay for rent. And we shouldn't lose everything because of this case.
So this bill came before the State Assembly last September and was defeated, but you were granted reconsideration. What has changed since then?
Well, we've reached out to some partners. We have the AARP has come on and is walking the halls of the legislature and back in the districts. Several other senior groups have come on. We've got some labor groups, the commercial food workers that are here, and some traditional poverty groups that have come on. That's Western Center for Law and Poverty has said this is a big deal for people who are struggling, because remember, the majority of people who file for bankruptcy is because of medical debt, and we don't think they should lose their home because of that illness.
All right. Well, we're out of time for this segment, but Senator Wieckowski, thanks very much for coming by, talking again about this bill, and we'll certainly watch its progress in the weeks ahead. Appreciate it. And thanks to our viewers for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. A reminder, you can see this and other interviews on YouTube, My Government On Demand, and the California channel. Have a great day.